Hello!
Hello!
Papa, today we are going to tell a story about how I got a huge fucking scar on the top of my head.
Yes.
And that probably explains why I'm retarded as well.
Yes, it does.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, there it goes.
Yes, it's a huge fucking scar, and many people don't know because I haven't really told this story ever of how I got it. Some people have seen it in some of my videos and some of my streams, but it is a very, very funny story about how it happened.
Yes.
So basically, to start things off, my parents, they have a summer house in the north of Sweden. It's called Tväråträsk, and it's basically in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. How long do you have to drive by car fast to get to like a grocery store?
Half an hour?
Half an hour. Basically, it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, the GPS doesn't even work because the roads aren't even there because no one's been there, dude. This summer house, basically... Wait, didn't the guy you bought it from build the house himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally just went to nowhere and just like built his house, and it's Minecraft.
Yeah.
He's playing Minecraft in real life. Okay, so they bought this house like 10 years ago or so. So I was there when I was a kid. How old was I? Like 15, I think, at the time. Yeah. And I obviously wasn't doing YouTube then or anything. We were just up there, like, you know, there's no internet at all, there's no running water, and there's barely electricity, so it's like really shit being up there. So it's just a regular day. I woke up and I was gonna take a shower. I always take showers in the morning. So I just stroll over to the little like shower machine that they have. Since they don't have running water, we have a little sauna house. So basically the sauna house looks kind of like this, and since there's no running water, the only shower there is over there is on the back side. Outside they have like basically a 1 gallon, like 5 liter fucking bucket basically, yeah, of water, and then they have like a shower head plugged into it. Yeah. So you just stand there and then just water dripping on you. It's like it's raining in a 10 centimeter radius. You know, I've done this many times. It's just boring. You just shower and then you go into the sauna and then you dry yourself and then you go and then you cry because you don't have internet. After I finished showering, I ran from the back side to the front side so I could just clean myself. Plus it was kind of cold because I was hella naked. I'm kind of tall guy. I'm like, both me and my dad, we are like 195 centimeters or so. So the houses in in northern Sweden, they are pretty short. They're not very tall. And the sides of the building look like this. You can see it from the photo. So if the house is in tallness, like 2.5 meters, the sides go down to like 180 or something.
Yeah.
So I'm running, and I miscalculate my height and the height of the building. So one of these sides where the steel roof goes down, I just hit my head. Just I'm like, goddamn, you know. As soon as you hit yourself on the head, you do like this, like you cover your head because you're like, whoa, dude, you're hella dizzy. Like, what the fuck happened, dude? And then I fall over like on my knees, and I'm like, oh, dude, that hella hurt. What happened? And then I realized, like, while I'm still holding my head, I realized, like, oh, I hit my head on, like, what I thought was the wood, because it didn't hurt at all. There was no pain. I just hit my head, and it felt basically like I hit, like, a flat surface, you know, like this, that maybe I get a bruise, you know. I had both my hands like this, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta check if it's blood or anything. I don't think so, because, I mean, I hit a flat surface of wood. There shouldn't be. And then I check my hands, and both my hands are literally dripping blood. It's like, because I was holding like this, it was like a cup, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, I'm gonna die, dude. So then I keep holding and I scream to Papa. I'm still butt naked at this point, and I run over to my dad and I scream that I'm like, what did I scream? I have no idea. No, I probably just screamed like, Papa, help. I screamed like help. And then my dad looks over to me, and then I just show like this, my hands, and he's like, oh no.
Here we go again.
Yeah, here we go again. The closest hospital was how far away? Like 2 hours drive. 2
It
hours.
wasn't the hospital, just a small
Oh.
doctor's
Okay, so it,
cabin or
yeah,
something.
so it wasn't even a hospital. It was like just a small doctor's room, basically. The closest doctor in all of that area was 2 hours car drive away. So that's already enough problem, right? Well, not really. I don't have a driver's license. Papa doesn't have a driver's license. The only one who has a driver's license is my mom. My mom wasn't there. She was out walking the dog, and we were like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die, dude. So, what happened was, Papa has to run out to yell at my mom. My dad saw her basically from very far away and like yelled to her because there's no cell phone reception, you can't call. Thankfully she heard and she was like, oh well, so she started walking back. She didn't know it was an emergency, so she was just fucking walking back. So my dad runs back to me, I'm still on the floor like, oh fuck, hella naked by the way, still hella naked. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to fucking die, help, and it's just pouring blood. So my dad, he pulls out a towel, he throws it to me, he's like, okay, here, hold this, and I'm fucking retarded. Papa obviously meant to hold it against the open wound on my head to stop the bleeding, but he just said hold it. So I was just like 5 minutes later, my dad comes out with like, I don't know what it was, more towels or something, and I'm just standing there holding this fucking towel like this, just pouring blood out of my head. I'm just standing there holding the towel like this.
Why the fuck should I hold this?
I'm like, why the fuck do I hold this? And my dad is like, are you retarded? Put it on your head. I'm like, oh, okay. Salamu alaikum.
Yes.
What happened after that? I think I just held it on my head and then I took some pants on, I think.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I didn't have any underwear, I just put on pants. And then my mom had just come back, and then when she comes closer, she hears me and my dad screaming, and I have blood all over myself, and she just, she just starts screaming.
Yeah, but actually she told us later that she thought I had chopped you in the head with an axe.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, she had the story like when she was little, some neighbor or something accidentally hit his head with an axe or something. So she, oh my god, so she thought you hit me in the head with an axe.
When she walks the dog.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom just throws the dog, just yeets the dog into the house, and then gets into the car and starts driving. And at this point, I have the towel, but I'm still bleeding everywhere. Like that car, she still doesn't have that car anymore, but there was blood always above the back passenger seat on the right, like on the right hand side in the roof, there was a mark this big, just blood always. Dried blood, it's always been there. My mom, she went to our neighbors, which was like, you know, a fucking kilometer away, and she asked him, what did she ask him? I can't remember. Like where the hospital was or something.
One,
yeah, the closest hospital, and if there was anyone else. And he was like, oh, okay, let me see how he's hurt, kinda. So then he opens the back seat, and I'm sitting there like this. I saw his face change. He went from like, okay, let me see. Oh my god. Basically, my mom speeded the fuck to the hospital. The drive was supposed to take 2 hours, but it took like less than 1 hour because my mom on these small ass country roads in Sweden was driving like 160 kilometers per hour because I was 100% sure I was gonna die. When we're getting closer to the city, like it's a village, you know, it's not a city, it's just that houses are closer together. I got some reception on my phone. So the last thing I did before we got to the hospital was that I took on my old ass iPhone, I took a selfie with me and there's blood everywhere, and I posted it to Facebook because I was still sure I was gonna die. So I was like, okay, wouldn't it be fucking awesome if I die and the last post is just me all bloody? Even before YouTube I was fucking crazy and retarded. We get to the hospital, I still only have a pair of pants on, and I waddle into the fucking place, and the doctor's like, oh my god, okay, let me take care of you. He instantly just puts me on the operating table and starts like cleaning my head. And my mom said, I didn't see obviously because it's my head, I can't see. She said that every time I had a heartbeat there would pour like a squirt of blood out of my head, like every time, you know, they'd be I wish he would have filmed that. That would have been fucking funny. After that, He sews my head together. He gave me hella sedative, so I didn't feel anything. And like at the time, I had never broken a bone. I had never had stitches, so it was kind of crazy that I got 11 stitches in my head. That was basically how I got the scar on my head.
Yeah.
And not gonna lie, like the week after, when I was showering, like finally I could shower, I was like doing this very carefully to my head, and I felt how like stitches fell out, and I was like, oh fuck. But now at least, I mean, it's healed. It's just a long fucking scar on my head. You can't really see now because I have so much hair.
But inside, probably permanent damages.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So that's probably why I'm retarded.
Yes.
I actually have a picture, maybe 4 or 5 days
probably.
after I got the stitches, and it looked like this. So obviously, I mean, it's kind of brutal. It's like you can see the individual stitches, the blue fucking thread that they used. One more thing that I forgot to mention. You know that steel part of the roof? I can show a picture. It goes like this, where it's at the bottom, goes up, and then is at the top, goes down at the bottom, and you know, it has that pattern. You could actually see that pattern in my head.
Like an imprint.
Yeah, like an imprint, like a stamp. But yeah, that's the story of how I got a huge ass scar in my head.
Yes.
It's a very funny story, Papa.
It was. And maybe next video we could talk about me when I get syphilis.
What the fuck? Anyways, thank you for watching the video. If you notice that Papa's shirt is looking hella fly, or that my shirt is looking hella fly, you can buy this one from the Fnatic store, use code Anomaly for 10% off, or you can buy this one from my own store, which I have with Fnatic, store.anomaly.gg. You can check it out. It's very nice. I think actually Papa hit me in the head with an axe, and then you...